I play Emperor Gaeta, who is a sadistic, ruthless emperor. He rules Rome alongside his fraternal twin, Emperor Caracalla, played by the brilliant Fred Heckinger, who is as sadistic and unpleasant as his brother. So they're ruling the roost together in a pretty unsavory way. It's rare that cinema can hit that sweet spot in the way that the first film did, and it was something that we were all very aware of on this film, the fact that there was such a legacy to follow up on, and it was one that we took pretty seriously as well, very seriously. What does it mean to me to be a part of this story? It means a lot. I think I grew up watching the films of Sir Ridley Scott, and the first film was definitely a film that I get misty-eyed over. So to be a part of this world and to venture into this this nostalgic endeavour with Ridley was an extraordinary experience. Emperor Gaeta is motivated by neuroses, fear of losing power, greed, all traits in leaders that are pretty deplorable, and he is one of those characters that is full of insecurity, lacks integrity, but has an enormous amount of power, which is a dangerous, dangerous combination. The dynamic between Gaeta and Caracalla is pretty fraught. I think there's a lot of competition and a lot of stress and disappointment, codependence, and fear, and the fact that they are mutually beholden and need each other in this kind of extraordinary situation that they're in. They're totally unqualified and adolescent and distrusting of everyone around them, and I think that it's a very interesting kind of dynamic to play, and I was very lucky in the scene partner I had in Fred. He's an extraordinary actor and brilliant person. Working with Paul was fantastic. He was so committed straight from the off. It was very clear that he wasn't there to mess around at all, but also not to take it too seriously. He was putting in the work for months with stunt training and was totally committed. And it was very inspiring just watching his level of dedication, his leadership. He leads this film extraordinarily well. I can't wait for people to see him. What was it like working with Denzel Washington? Well, it's not every day that you see an actor in that echelon at work. I've been a fan of his since I was a kid. I grew up watching his films, and the prospect of sharing a frame with him was pretty crazy. And he was consummate, professional, listened, had ideas, and he's Denzel Washington, so you'd say that he's a good actor feels like banal. Connie Nielsen brought a very valuable thing amongst all of this madness, which was experience. None of us had been through this experience before, and Connie brilliantly played Lucilla in the first film, so she was able to be a little bit of a mast in the storm that we found ourselves in. She gave us some perspective, some guidance, and took us on a boat. I was very looking forward to meet Pedro on this film. I was a fan of his and have been for a while. He is heavenly. He's a very funny man. He's very committed, he's very talented, and him and Paul had these kind of very heroic action sequences that they were both committed to. What was it like working with Sir Ridley Scott? It was pretty extraordinary. I grew up watching his films. The range of his filmography is incredible. There's such range in his work, and his ability to create these worlds, these diverse worlds, and take you on a journey with him is pretty extraordinary. There's an energy on a Ridley Scott set that is fascinating, it's thrilling, it's unnerving, and unique. The size and scope of Gladiator II is pretty difficult to put into words. I've never seen anything like it. I don't think I'll see anything like it again. We had 25,000 extras, a horde of horses and stunt performers, set builds like you've never seen before, and some fight sequences that kind of boggle the mind. It's a scale that demands to be seen in a theatre. It demands to be seen with people, and I can't wait for people to see it. It's rare that you get to go to a place like Malta that has this world built there that is championed by a very seasoned and brilliant director and visionary director with a cast as exciting, fresh, but also experienced as this, with Denzel Washington, Paul Mescal, Fred Heckinger, Connie Nielsen. They were extraordinary scene partners and wonderful people to spend time with. It doesn't always happen like that. So it's an experience that's changed me as a person, I think, to kind of have a look at it and to bear witness to something as just the scale of it. You can't really put into words.